Is a rolling stone the one thing that can finally hold a defense together? That's the multi-million-dollar question in Chicago today, isn't it, Jane?
It is, Joe. And the stone in question is one of the most compelling, talented, and, let's be honest, volatile players in the NFL, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. The Bears just picked him up, and the entire league is watching.
For good reason. This isn't just a mid-season signing to plug a hole. This feels different. It's a move that screams ambition. A roll of the dice for a team that believes it's on the cusp of something special.
Okay, let's lay out the facts for our listeners because this has been a whirlwind for CJJ. The man is only 27 years old, but this is his fourth team in less than a year. He started 2025 with the Houston Texans after being traded from the Eagles, where he won a Super Bowl in 2024. The Texans released him after just 3 games. Then he had a cup of coffee with the Baltimore Ravens practice squad before they cut him loose too.
It's a journeyman's resume for a player with elite talent. Remember 2022? He was with the Eagles and led the entire league with 6 interceptions. He's a ball hawk, a proven playmaker. Yet he can't seem to find a permanent home. It's a paradox.
And the key to unlocking this whole story, I think, is his reunion with Bears defensive coordinator Dennis Allen. Allen coached him for his first 3 years in the league with the New Orleans Saints, from 2019 to 2021. That's where CJJ established himself. Allen knows what makes him tick.
That's the human story here, isn't it? It's not just about a player and a team. It's about a player and a coach. Before the Super Bowl a couple of years back, Gardner-Johnson was on a podcast and talked about Allen. He said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that Allen got his career going, that he was always hard, gritty, and ready to work. There's a foundation of respect there.
There has to be, because let's be blunt, Joe, Gardner-Johnson has a reputation. He's a world-class instigator, a trash talker of the highest order. Some people love it, some call him volatile. He's a ticking time bomb, according to some fans. But they also acknowledge he can make game-changing plays before that clock hits 0. Is Dennis Allen the one guy who has the code to disarm the bomb and just get the brilliance?
That's the million-dollar question. I think the Bears are betting that they are. Look at their situation. The secondary is absolutely decimated by injuries. Their top cornerbacks, Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon, are on injured reserve. They need help, and not just any help. They need experienced, versatile, high-impact help. And they need it now.
And versatile is his middle name. He's listed as a safety, but under Allen in New Orleans, he played a ton in the slot corner position. Given the massive hole left by Kyler Gordon's injury, you have to imagine that's the immediate plan in Chicago. He's not just a warm body, he's a schematic solution.
Exactly. This isn't a panic move, it's a calculated risk. GM Ryan Poles is looking at his roster, looking at the NFC landscape, and saying, we're close. This move could be the chess piece that elevates the entire defense. Think about the energy he brings. This is a guy who plays with a fire that can be infectious.
But it can also burn the building down. Why did the Texans release him after just 3 games, when he was playing almost every defensive snap? Why did 2 teams, Houston and Baltimore, let him walk in the span of a few weeks? A player of this caliber doesn't just bounce around like that unless there are legitimate concerns, whether it's about personality, locker room fit, or something else.
It's the classic high-risk, high-reward scenario. But the context here is everything. The Bears aren't a team in disarray. They have a solid foundation. They have established leaders. They also have a defensive coordinator who has a pre-existing, successful relationship with the player. That significantly mitigates the risk.
So what if this works? What if Dennis Allen unlocks the best version of Chauncey Gardner-Johnson? The version we saw leading the league in interceptions for a Super Bowl team? What does that do for the Bears' ceiling this season?
It raises it exponentially. Suddenly, you have a legitimate playmaker in the slot. A guy who can cover, who can blitz, and who creates turnovers. That has a ripple effect. It makes the pass rush better because the coverage is tighter. It gives your offense more possessions. It's the kind of move that can turn a good defense into a terrifying one.
And what if it fails? What if the volatility takes over and he becomes a distraction or a liability on the field?
Then it's a failed experiment. They cut him and they're back where they started, only with a few weeks less on the calendar. The cost isn't prohibitive. He was signed to the active roster, not a massive long-term deal. The real cost is the opportunity. But I think for the Bears, right now, in this window, it's a risk they almost have to take.
It feels like a story about second chances, in a way. A player looking for a place to stick, and a coach who might be the only one who truly understands him. It's about redemption, not just for the player, but for the coach-player dynamic that was broken up by a trade years ago.
I love that angle. It's more than just X's and O's. It's about trust. The Bears are trusting Dennis Allen's judgment, and Allen is trusting that the CJJ he knows is the one who will show up in Chicago. If that trust is validated, we could be looking back at October 29th as the day the Bears truly became Super Bowl contenders.
It's a fascinating gamble. A nomad finds a familiar face in a new city, hoping to finally plant a flag. We'll see if it becomes a fortress or just another stop on the journey.
This podcast combines verified reports with expert analysis and narrative storytelling. Some dialogues may be dramatized for clarity, but all facts are sourced from credible media.